For 8 years, I was plant-based. Some people would say vegan, plant-based, but I was a healthy plant-based eater, meaning that I ate a lot of whole foods, organic foods with no oil, very little amounts of fat, very high carb, low fat, but no oils, not a lot of fat. So I was very healthy. I was taking all the right supplements, the iodine, B12, and a multivitamin, keeping track of my blood tests, going to the doctor, seeing how I was doing over the years. So I was very much on it. I was on it for 8 years. So I was very loyal, very committed to this way of living. And during those 8 years of being plant-based, I noticed that my life revolved around food. I was always thinking about food. I was always hungry every 2 hours and needed a snack. And when I didn't get my food right away, which meant like right away, I got hangry. So I got hangry pretty quickly when I got hungry. Not good. I wasn't thinking anything outside of myself, outside of food, really. I wasn't thinking about my dreams, my goals, what I wanted to do in the future, where my life was going. I was just thinking about the present time, about food, about food, about food, every hour of the day. It was not, I hated it. I didn't realize I did until later on. But now looking back, I'm like, what did I do? Why did I waste so many years doing it? But you do what you do because you think that's what's right, and you just learn through that. But then, you guys, after a while, something happened, something good happened. I switched from being vegan to eating a carnivore diet. And what surprised me the most wasn't weight loss, because I didn't need that, although a lot of people do lose weight on the carnivore diet. I, for one, didn't really care for that. I wanted to do it for other reasons. And not only did my gut start to heal, it was also freedom that I got back. And I'll explain why. Because for the first time in years, I wasn't thinking about food all day. This time I was satiated for hours. I would eat a piece of steak, and for 3-4 hours, I'm full. And I could go about the day, read my books, study, go out with friends, and not feel like I need to think about the next meal, the next meal, and the next meal. And I don't know about you, but being plant-based was very hard when you go out. Even in LA, we do have a lot of plant-based options, but it's just nothing compared to eating it at home. Especially when you cook at home, plant-based is just much more nutritious and fulfilling for your body when it's cooked at home. But even yet, being nutritious and fulfilling at home, eating plant-based, I still got hungry every 2 hours. And with the carnivore diet, I'll eat a piece of steak, get the same amount of nutrition, and it's more bioavailable, and I get satiated for 3-4 hours. So I felt like I was on fire. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm never going back. I'm always going to be doing this because this has saved me time. Now I can go about my life, think about other things, and not just food all the time. You know what I mean? Like, imagine your life when you were plant-based, or you're currently plant-based right now, and maybe you don't feel the same way about me, but I don't know about you, but I've seen most plant-based eaters, and they have to constantly eat snacks. They have to eat large amounts of volume of food because, they're not getting enough satiation from just a fruit smoothie. They have to eat something else. And especially when you're going the healthy route, which back then I thought was eating a high carb, low fat diet that's whole foods, plant-based, and organic, it still caused my metabolism to go faster and faster and faster. Even look, like, I'm skinny naturally, guys. I was just born like this. So when I was on the plant-based diet, I got super hungry. Even though I was eating probably 2,000 calories plus every day, I just got hungry all the time, like, because it was so much sugar I was ingesting. Even though it's all fruit, I was ingesting too much fruit. And I just was thinking about food all the time. And when I switched the carnivore diet, yes, I felt a whole lot better, and my gut felt like it was starting to heal. But I had my freedom back. I didn't have to waste time thinking about the next meal and going home to eat, not going to a restaurant because it's awkward to go with a friend. And there's just a lot of things that transpired, good things that transpired from switching to the carnivore diet. And I wanted to create this video for those who are currently plant-based, who are thinking about eating meat and want to see how they feel on it. I suggest, guys, like, this is what I did when I first ate my first steak 2 years ago. I told myself, okay, well, let me see how I feel. I read the studies. I read some doctors, listened to some doctors who talked about the carnivore diet. I have some friends that were plant-based and went to being a carnivore and they feel amazing. Like, let me see how I feel. And if I don't feel good, I'll go back to being plant-based and no one has to know. So I suggest you do the same. I mean, experiment. Experiment, you guys. See how you feel eating a piece of meat compared to how you feel now. If you don't feel like you have what I had, which is like, you know, I've talked a lot about this on my channel, which is just severe gut issues like bloating, tiredness, losing, memory, brain fog, not sleeping well. Like if you have those things and you have mood swings, anxiety because you're on the plant-based diet, maybe it's time to change. Maybe it's time to see what could work for you and experiment. And I say, like, the moment you wake up, go to the grocery store and buy a piece of steak and see how you feel. And if you don't feel amazing on it, then don't eat it anymore. Don't ever eat it again and go back to being plant-based. But I wanted to make a video about this to open the eyes of the people that I once vouched for because they followed a diet that I thought was amazing. And I do think the plant-based diet does help for certain ailments in the body, like diabetes. Like I do believe it can reverse diabetes. Again, I'm not a doctor, okay, nor am I a practitioner. So please listen to your doctor and talk to your doctor. But I'm just saying, the plant-based diet can reverse some ailments in the body. I just don't think it's forever, and I don't think it's sustainable, and I don't think it's good for you in the long run. Okay. And so please do your due diligence. Don't only just listen to me, listen to other people's testimonials about the carnivore and plant-based diet. Listen to what people say, understand the studies, do your own due diligence and see what works best for you. And if you are plant-based and you're always feeling hungry all the time, I'm here to tell you that is not normal. That is just not normal. Okay. And I have to say that because I wish someone told me that when I was plant-based. I was so prideful. I was just so loyal to the movement, which is a good thing to be loyal. But I just didn't question. I just thought I was doing everything right because all these doctors told me it was the right thing, but my body wasn't feeling good. I was hungry all the time. I wasn't satiated for hours on end. I was hungry, always thinking about food. That's not healthy. I suggest to be aware of how your body's feeling when you eat certain foods. And if you don't feel well, maybe it's time to pivot and change and try something new. That's all I'm saying. If you are someone who is struggling with gut issues and you don't know what to do, I can help you. I've been through it, so I know what worked for me and I know what would help others. So I specifically created a free video guide just for you about the 7 mistakes that you are committing to not heal your gut, okay? I listed it down below in the description box, and I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.